you want to grow super long, healthy hair. Or maybe you don't need your hair to be super long, but you'd like it to grow thicker, healthier, faster, a little bit longer. There are two elements to growing your hair long and healthy. There is the internal and the external. So the first important thing is, well, the first thing is you should be measuring your hair to know what your baseline is. You take a tape measure at the top of your hair, drape it over the back, and, with your hair down the back, see what length it is. Do it at the same day each month. Record the difference so that you can see, are you getting half an inch a month? You should be getting at least half an inch a month. If not, the first thing to look at is the internal. You should have blood work done, check your thyroid, check for nutritional deficiencies, make sure that you are eating a well-rounded diet, that you're getting the protein that your hair needs to grow. So that is the first key to growing your hair long and healthy. Now, if all of that is good, and if you have, like me, dyed hair, you'll be able to see as your roots grow in, you'll be able to look and say, okay, my hair did grow a half inch, but I'm not gaining it on the tape measure. It's possible that you're not retaining your length. So it might be breaking off due to what we call mechanical damage. So that is the second key to growing long hair, is you need to take care of your length and your ends to make sure it's not getting damaged and broken off. And that is preventing you from seeing length. Even though your hair is growing, it's not getting longer. So you want to be wearing it up the majority of the time. I wear my hair up probably 95% of the time, and I learn lots of really beautiful, cool buns so that it looks gorgeous while up. You can see tons of tutorials on my channel for different cool buns you can do. In doing those updos, I use safe tools like a flexi. It is safe and gentle on the hair. It can be used instead of an elastic band, instead of a barrette. It doesn't have that clip that can snag your hair. Hair sticks, hair forks, pins. I like these Amish pins instead of bobby pins because they're not snaggy. A lot of people also use spin pins. I haven't tried those yet. You can use claw clips, anything that's not tearing your hair when you put it up. Elastics, not so good for your hair. And I'm actually going to be testing out some elastic alternatives, such as the Pro hair ties. So I've got those in the mail, and I will review those for you. But those are ones that you can pop open to release your hair instead of pulling them. If you're wearing it down, then, it's getting caught in things. It's getting caught in a purse strap. It's getting caught in the seat belt of the car. It's getting blown around by the wind. It's not good for it. So, of course, you want long hair so you can enjoy it, but you've got to do it in moderation. Wear it down just for, special occasions if you want to have it really, really super long and healthy. Let's see what else. You can do things like scalp massage. Sometimes people do it upside down, the inversion method, to get blood flow to the scalp. You can do things to kind of clean out and clear the scalp to make sure that the follicles are not blocked at all. That can help. So that's another sort of external thing that you can do to help your hair along. You'll want to... It's good to try to stretch out your washes and not be washing it every day, because the shampoo strips down your natural oils and it's kind of rough on the hair as you're doing that. So I wash my hair once a week, but I have pretty dry hair and I'm able to get away with that. You can try doing it every other day, slowly start spreading it more apart. They say that your scalp is often overproducing oil because you're stripping it so often with the shampoo, so it's producing its natural oils to try to make up for that. So if you give it 6 weeks, it should regulate itself to a new normal and your hair will not be as greasy without washing it as frequently. When you're drying your hair, you don't want to rough it up with a towel. I like to use a microfiber towel. It is very absorbent and very soft, and you don't have to leave it on for very long. Cuts my air drying time in half, yeah, maybe even more. It really cuts down on the air drying time. You want to try not to brush it and handle it too much when it's wet, but exception, if you have curly hair, you do not want to brush it dry. You want to brush it wet. So you want to use a special comb or brush that is designed to be used on wet hair to define your curls. It's good to have a wide-toothed comb and to detangle gently from the bottom, working your way up so you're not ripping through your hair. I have just bought a new hairbrush that has not arrived yet, but it's a really fancy wooden bristled hairbrush, so that came recommended, but I haven't tried it yet. I'm excited for that. Taking care of split ends. Now, I don't really get split ends, I don't think, so not everybody gets them. Not everyone is prone to them. If you do see them, the concern is that the damage of the split will travel all the way up the hair shaft and make it not grow as well. So that's why people trim off split ends. But you can also do something called search and destroy, where you get a really good light and a sharp pair of scissors, and you look for those individual splits and you cut off just the split part. That way you retain your length and you get rid of the split end. I have not done that. I tried it one time, and even though I have little bits of hair sticking out, it's all just because I don't trim my hair and it grows at different rates. It's not from splits. There's no such thing as dead ends on your hair. I mean, all your hair is dead coming out of your scalp. But a lot of times people feel like their ends are getting kind of Velcro-y and nasty, and they like to trim that off. Nothing wrong with trimming that off. Nothing wrong with trimming occasionally, but you got to be really careful with the trimming, because if your hair is growing ½ an inch a month like mine does, you got to think, if you're getting it trimmed every 6 weeks, you're probably trimming off more than ½ an inch. I mean, ½ an inch is very, very little. So you could be losing all of your progress if you're trimming too frequently. A lot of people I know trim like once a year, maybe twice a year. I plan to start trimming once I reach my goal length of knee, which is 5 inches away, probably about a year out. So I will then start trimming, because I would like to get a more blunt hemline, a more swishy hemline. But if your ends are feeling Velcro-y and weird, before trimming, I would try doing a hair mask on them, oiling them, just giving them a lot of tender care and moisture, and they can improve. Mine have definitely gone through periods where they're more sticky and yucky and stuff, and then it gets better when I take good care of them. So definitely something to try before resorting to trimming. So there's tons of things that you can try, and they all come down to a balance between either internal factors and external factors. Internal factors are helping your hair to do the actual maximum potential growth it can do, and external measures are to retain the length that you get, so it's not breaking off and appearing to not be growing, even though it is. So, you know, you can do some of these, all of these, pick and choose. I like to say pick just one hair sin that makes you happy. I dye my hair. A lot of people say not to do that because it can be damaging. That's my one sin that I can't give up. Some people, it's heat styling. If you're going to do heat styling, try to do it not too often and use a heat protectant spray or other product, but you can still do it if it makes you happy. Just if you want long hair, you gotta try to limit it to just one thing that is damaging to your hair if it makes you really happy. And like I said, there's lots of things you can experiment with, different kinds of oils, different kinds of massages, different kinds of products, different kinds of tools, and it all comes down to, is it helping your hair externally or internally? Experiment with it, see what your hair and your body likes.